So I've added a bit more glue because I weren't happy with the hardness of it. So I've made it a little bit more 75 and dabbed it on just to stiffen that up, because the thing is I'm going to be lifting the board up and down, so I want it to be pretty solid, not really loose. If it's a fixed board in place and it's not going to be moving about, then it would have been fine. But I just wanted a little bit more security, so I've gone over it all again to glue it down a little bit better. So that should dry. Okay, it has started to dry down here on the points. I've put a backboard on, brought that forward. I've fastened that onto the back of there. Doesn't quite go to them, but it's not a problem because it's going to be a hill and a tunnel that side. And I just basically got some little brackets like that, a couple of brackets stuck in. And I've also put a hinge onto the board, just so when I lift it up to work underneath, it's not moving all over the place. I can just lower it back down. And then I've marked out where the buildings are going to be going, and I've drilled the holes ready for the wiring. Put a hole in there, hole in there. That's all I'll do with the lights. I'll stick them in. Obviously these ones, I'll have to change them slightly. Hot glue them in, plonk the building over the top, like that, and that'll do, you know. I'm not doing interiors or anything like that, it's too small. So, but yeah, that's my plan for that. That's them, all in place. So I'll stick a bit of hot glue on now. So that's that job, just a bit of hot glue, just hold them in place. And then you can just put the building over the top, and that's it. Job's a good one. So that's all the buildings in place. We shall have a look at light bleed and everything once I can get under the board to power everything up, but can't get any more straightforward than that. With this one, I shall bring the wire up here and try and get it to kind of be at the top, so it's going down. So I'll definitely need something to stop the light bleed on that. So this is what I've come up with for the shit. It's not the neatest job in the world, but who's going to see in there? Bit of black foam at top to stop the bleed, and then tucked it in, glued it down, and then that will go through the baseboard, and then that'll be that light. This one I've just left it like the others and just stuck it through the board, nice and simple. But yeah, so this one slightly different. It'll then go down onto the locos. I've marked out where the road's going to be now, and the car park and pass to the station roughly, and then that's where the goods area is. I've also stuck some tarmac down to make a road in, so same as Ballast, just neat PVA though on first, because I've piled it up quite a bit, so obviously get them over the road, I'll smooth it out once it dries a bit anyway. And then 50-50 then over the top. So that should dry, and then once it's dried, I'll sort it out to make sure trains can get past and everything. But that's the road in, and then we go obviously round the lake area and pond and waterfall and everything over there. Gives me enough room to put some little hills and stuff like that around here to separate it up a little bit. Didn't want it right up to the track. And then we go in, and then that's to the goods area, and then the road into the station car park and access onto the platforms. So we can just see just where we're going a little bit more now, and the size of things. We've got a bit more tarmac scatter. I got another point motor, and we got the ballast. So I'm going to finish off this road now. I'm going to put this on the board. I'm going to finish off the ballast, and then we shall call it a day, leave it to dry over the weekend before we lift the board and start doing the lights. But let's finish off this little bit first. Okay, PVA is down, so now it's just a matter of scattering the tarmac scatter over the top. Right, so that's it. I've just put a coating of that on, and then we shall leave it to dry, and then sweep off the loose scatter, and hopefully it should leave me a road underneath. I've gone back over this bit here because it was a different tarmac, but I think it'll look alright because it's been able to build it up, and then I'll just have to dig out the channels for the trains, but I'm not so worried. I'll do that when it's all dried. Okay, so that's everything in place. I've doubled up on the amount of glue on this side because obviously I had to go over that side again because there wasn't enough glue. So hopefully this should stick down. It'll take a lot longer to dry, but there you go. Scatters down, final point motors in. So it's just now a matter of leaving it. I'll probably leave it for about 4 or 5 days now for it to dry nice and hard, and then we can get on to doing the light.